Oh, never go shopping hungry.
When these dads meet world, watching Boy Meets World. We grew up on the show, now we have kids and host a podcast. We watch each episode and then share our thoughts and grades. When these dads meet world.
They want you to take the roles.
That's right. Take all the roles, good-looking people, because the dads are here to give you the roles. Welcome back to Dads Meet World, your weekly deep dive into the world of Boy Meets World. Yes, it's an even episode again.
No, I'm sitting here contemplating, well, if I have roles, I'm not giving them. I like roles. It's one of my problems.
Yes, we made enough roles to share this week, Tyler. I am dad number 1 this week, Brett, joined by dad number 2.
I like the rolls when you put the little Texas Roadhouse butter all
Texas
over
Roadhouse
it.
butter.
It's quite delicious. So Texas Roadhouse with a little bit of butter on it. Apparently I can get it this weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Texas Roadhouse butter on the roll. I have not been to Texas Roadhouse in too long.
Yeah. Well, Walmart has like a butter now that's the Texas Roadhouse butter, which we will occasionally get.
Hashtag
And we
not
don't regret
sponsored,
it.
but Walmart will let you sponsor us. Send us some butter.
Send us anything, Walmart. I spend way too much money at your store. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Tyler, are you? We're recording after the big hurricane, winter storm Fern came through. How'd your family weather the storm?
Fine. That's the thing. Like, I never want to sound hypocritical about big storms coming through. For me, this is just winter. Like, nothing's really different. It's all the people of below 80 who should be worried and concerned, you know. Like, literally being so close to Lake Erie, getting lake effect snow. Hey, go see wolves. Like, just the amount of snow and cold we constantly get. I'm more shocked when I'm sweating and I walk outside than if I'm freezing my bum off. That's why I always have a beard in the winter time, because I need it.
Very true. Yeah. We it's not new to me. I've lived in enough cold weather environments in the winter that it's not a shock. It's more snow than we've gotten the last couple of winters in Ohio, at least in my part of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
They have closed the schools for 3 days straight now, though.
Wow. We did a 2-hour delay. Oh, sorry. We did a 2-hour early release, 2-hour delay, and a 3-hour delay.
Wow, 3.
Uh-huh. Now Grace keeps asking, so did they have a notification about delay school tomorrow? It's like, no, I need a normal day at the office.
Yeah, they've closed them. Monday was closed because of the snow. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's because of the temperatures, because they've got a lot of students in town that walk. So, and when they've got them walking into school at negative 15 and negative 20 degrees, I guess you got to be wary of student safety. So,
yeah, I keep wondering about tomorrow. Who knows? Well, when this comes out, we'll find out.
We will. So, Tyler, how about we talk about this week's episode?
Let's do it.
All right. Good-looking people, we are on episode 14 of season 7. We are past the midway point of season 7, our final season together. I'm gonna be like you, Dad. Wherein Cory overreacts to a low score on a health test that says he should be dead already. Meanwhile, Eric joins the family business, but Amy and Mr. Feeney don't think it's a good idea. This episode was written by Gary H. Miller. This is his last episode he'll write for us. Directed by Kevin Tracy. His last episode he'll direct for us.
Wow.
He also directed Light Up My Union this season and Cutting the Cord last season. Originally aired January 28th, 2000. This is 3 weeks after last episode that we looked at. And enjoys an IMDb rating of 7.3. That's 0.4 lower than our last episode. And when it comes to the Nielsen's, our last episode pulled in 9.19. This pulled in 9.60. So we got a bounce.
A couple people came back.
Yeah, a couple people came back to see Cory and his medical marvel. Yes. So, diving right in, we're going to be hanging out just outside the I want to keep calling it the student center, but it's not the student center, it's the student union.
Yeah.
Just outside the student union, in that nice little cozy cafe area, Topanga's officiating a Who Will Live the Longest test from her couple's magazine.
Oh, yes. Nothing more scientific than a 90s magazine.
Oh, yes. You ever do those tests in those magazines with Sarah?
No.
Yeah, I've never done those tests either.
I think that's just like a product of the time, honestly, because like my wife has never cared about magazines, like for a second. I had a subscription at one point for what was that? One of the entertainment ones. I'm blanking on which one it was.
Rolling Stone, Entertainment Weekly.
It might have been Entertainment Weekly. All I know is I had one because I was told, hey, if you want to know what's going on with teenagers, know what's going on in pop culture. So I was like, all right, sure, whatever. So I had a magazine subscription for a little bit, and she would look at that more than I would. So it's hard to go to a magazine when no young people ever, since I was an adult, used magazines. They are online, and they know more about online culture than anything about pop culture. But Brett, my question now is, what is pop culture? Does it actually exist anymore?
Yeah. I think it's evolved over time. I don't think we can really call it pop culture anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was just talking about culture with... We got a phone call from Abby tonight. We spent like an hour on the phone with her tonight, just talking.
Oh, good.
And with each generational shift, they've each got their own cultural milieu. And so you got to be dialed into each one as a unit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just for their slang alone. And so there's going to be some crossover with what cultural elements they share, music, entertainment, whatnot. So yeah, their pop culture still exists, but it's morphed.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that. It just feels like, from my vantage point, the more that you try to understand what teenagers are all doing, it's so hard to correlate because they're all interested in such different things. Like, when I was in high school, there were specific shows that everybody was watching, everyone paid attention to. And nowadays, everything is so sporadic, so all over the place that even best friends aren't talking and sharing the same movies and whatnot anymore.
Yep.
So, I also think we've been flooded with content. That's part of the problem as well.
Oh, yes. It's a very fragmented world we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back in the 90s and the year 2000, we still had magazines that had personality quizzes and how long will you live quizzes. And Sean and Angela and Topanga are all going to live to ripe old ages. Cory, however, has proven this magazine quiz wrong by still being alive.
Yeah.
I am scared to ask what kind of answers to questions he would have given that would have had him dead already.
Right. It's just the joke. We have to both
Yeah.
admit that.
I mean,
the whole
it's,
goal is to set up that he kind of spirals. It's
yeah. He immediately can't feel his legs.
That's probably my favorite. It's really strange. I can't feel my legs.
And everyone else is going to go see a movie.
Yeah. Apparently everyone wants to go see movies right now.
Yeah. So Cory is going to be left behind, not feeling his legs. Everyone else wants to go see a movie. And that's how we get out of Act 1. Act 2, we get Alan and Amy for the first time in what feels like forever.
Yeah.
In the kitchen for what
In the
feels like the
kitchen.
first time forever.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Alan is excited because people are buying they're buying tents again for the first time in forever because the Blair Witch Project hysteria has died down and people are camping again. Life is good again. Until Eric walks in the door and announces that he's joining the family business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this now, Brett. This episode has one major problem that as an adult who graduated from college with a degree that I think you and I both need to address right away.
Mm-hmm.
A, 3 seniors graduating college would not be stressed over what career to have. They'd be stressed over what places they might get jobs at.
Yes, they would not be graduating trying to figure out what field they want to work in. They'd already have figured that. I mean, I tracked it out as they work through because we've been trying to figure out what their majors were this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack in this episode, Jack studied engineering and journalism. That's pretty heavy double major if he truly double majored in that because he talks about it like he gave them equal footing.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, at one point, pre-med, veterinarian, maybe a caterer. These are not career paths that you're going to be looking at in your final couple of months of about to graduate.
Yeah.
When you're in your final months toward graduation, you're already in the process of trying to line up jobs in your chosen career field. You're going to graduate with a degree in a particular field.
Yeah. And your advisor at this time also is either writing referrals for trying to help you get into grad school and continue your education, which almost every single field they bring up require another level of education, or they're writing recommendations for jobs.
Yeah. Jack brings up architect at one point. Rachel, corporate art buyer, pediatrician. These are all stuff that would require more education.
Yeah, almost every single one they brought up requires either an actual master's or specialized training and certificates required for it.
Yeah.
Or apprenticeship.
Major misconception of what happens in college here. Again, we have to look at Michael Jacobs didn't go to college.
Yes. Yeah. But this is something for Cory and his group of people struggling through.
Yes. Cory and his crew, as what would be sophomores at this point, you can be struggling with trying to figure out what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
You can still
almost
be
every
struggling.
single class, Cory's either with Topanga or with Sean or with everybody somehow.
Yeah.
So, like, it would make sense that they're having a decision day as sophomores, because a lot of universities and colleges allow you to have a general ed until you are required to have a major. And so they should be at that breaking point of, well, now what will I study?
Yeah. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
get your gen ed stuff out of the way freshman year. You get your freshman courses out of the year. By the time you get into sophomore year, if you're still undecided, you haven't declared a major, then it's really time to start hunkering down and start to figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time Rachel, Jack, and Eric are about to graduate, they need to have been in the career track by this point,
Yeah.
so they can graduate and step into the next phase of their lives, which would
Mm-hmm.
be a job. When I was barreling towards graduation as a student ministries degree, we had access to the U Specialties Job Bank. I spent a few months, well, a couple of months, starting to put in applications through that, working with my advisor, getting to know the ins and outs of that, what it would look like. And so my last couple of months leading towards graduation, I was starting to work with that U Specialties Job Bank. I over the summer I did some odd work, and come fall, by November, I had my first actual job in my field.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't step right into a job in my field, but by the time I was graduating, I was working at pursuing a job in my chosen field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I. It just bothers me so much. Just the flippantness of all of them, because
Yes.
that's not college.
No. No, that's the type of attitude you'd have as a high school senior.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I remember several people freaking out about what they want to do in their life and going back and forth and all over the place. And I just, I was lucky and didn't have that because I knew what I wanted and I knew that's where I was going. And,
Mm-hmm.
I only applied to one school.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, that bothered me. The other thing that would help fix this, Brett, is when Eric comes in and says, I'm joining the family business. I know that they quote unquote fired Eric because he was messing up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we had discussed this before, that they tried to make it sound like Eric was co-owner and that was too much for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he kept messing up, is because he had more responsibility. So why throughout this whole thing didn't he just become an employee who clocks in, clocks out, only has responsibility for what he is given? He doesn't have promotional, responsibility. He doesn't have bookkeeping responsibility, all these things. Like, Sean, Eric, and Cory should all be working at the store. It's a family business, and I've never understood why their main hub of where they gather is not at the store.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
with that said, A, it solves several problems. B, the main problem is that they always have money. They're always going off and doing stuff. How do they always have money? Unless they're either given money or they have jobs paying for it. Eric is working at the student union, doing something he already has done before, working at a store, working in customer service.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact is that when he comes and he works at the store, he already has skills that he's built on more, and now he's doing a better job. How they could have relayed all this was that that because Alan is worried about Eric as he is graduating from college and had this little bit of a buffer, the business is doing good, and he thinks Eric is finally ready to step back into the role he should have had, which was, co-owner, co-manager, blah 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 blah. Like he needs to take more of an actual authority in the store, give him a couple employees to show how to do the jobs that he's now replacing. Yada yada. But the fact is, we have one scene where Alan is upset and annoyed because he doesn't want Eric to be there. And then he does well, and he brags to Feeney, going, "You see that? I've given him a career." And it's like the store should be a representation of something that he has worked towards to become in a position to kind of take over and have some authority in the store. Where this feels like he is kind of just being placed in the store as an employee of his dad, so his dad can protect him from life.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't like that.
Yeah, it would have been so much better. We've talked ad nauseum about how that should have been something that happened, that they should have all worked there. Now, they did write in that he cost the store $5,000 with that bear fiasco, and that was why he was fired.
Fair.
That's why he got kicked out. Fine. He still could have had to have worked that off. He still could have had to have worked in the stock room. He's got all those years at Market Giant. He's still a people person. He still could have worked behind the register. But, exactly like you said, if this was something that he had been working at and Alan had promoted him, and Amy sees this as just a way to continue holding on to him and holding him back when he's about to graduate from college, that makes it a little more grounded.
Mm-hmm. Well, Brett, they use his college fund as part of the payment towards the store. So the store legally, and I wasn't a law major, of course, but from my estimation, he should still have some claim to the store. So it almost feels like the writers put themselves into a bad position because they didn't like the feel of the store for whatever reason, and they wanted to show Eric being sillier and goofier away from Alan, and I don't know. There's also this hypothetical I thought of too of what if the store had an apartment above it, and that's where Eric, Cory, and Sean lived, and Jack also lived there. Like, that would also help things a little bit. But we're looking at a show that came out 30 years
ago and didn't have these things to think through.
Yeah. Well, let's go to Alan complaining.
So, yes, Alan is not on board with this idea. And Amy likes the idea initially. She likes the idea. In her head, she doesn't express this very well, but in her head, it's a great way for Eric to have some stability, kind of a bridge to the real world. We'll touch on that later. Alan ends the conversation wanting Amy to hit him in the head with a frying pan. And then we go and we visit Cory, who's found a doctor who will examine him. Dr. Feldspar, played by Ted Karras. Eric Karras. Yes, hello, cats. This is Ted's first and only appearance on Boy Meets World. He only has 15 acting credits, including Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, Dharma and Greg, Blast from the Past, Angel, That 70s Show, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Legally Blonde, and more. He has a good bedside manner, I think. He's very, very, very dry humor.
I was going to say, like, there's a part of me that's like, gosh, what else has this man seen throughout the day that makes him so nonchalant?
Yes, he's very nonchalant, very dry sense of humor. Just kind of whatever Cory throws at him, he just keeps going, takes it in stride and keeps going.
Yeah. Also, Brett, can I ask a question?
Sure.
What is up with this show and asking people if they're gay?
It was 2000, 1999, 2000.
I
It was
know.
just low-hanging fruit.
Just so weird.
Are
There's
you
you
gay?
gay?
No. Are
No.
you?
Are you?
Yes.
Yes.
It's just drop it at that.
Yeah. But also just the it's just so funny to me, the character of Cory and the actor of Ben Samich having good chemistry with just the randomest of characters.
Yeah.
I could have, Brett, I'm going to say it, I could have gone for more scenes of this Doctor.
Yeah, it would be fun to see more of that. But yeah. Here
But
we
yes,
learn
his armpit hurts.
my armpit hurts right here. Cory wants all the tests because, he's got an uncle who thinks he's Sammy Sosa. So he's got a
Yes.
history of mental illness. He's got a tummy ache. His brain hurts. And he's lost all feeling in his legs. And they're going to start with his armpit. We'll go back to the...
Brett, can we be honest? He didn't run any test. He may have drawn a little blood, but he's not running a bunch of tests.
No, and we'll get to that. I've got a question on that, but we'll get to that. We'll go back to the wilderness store, the outdoor store. Do we'll get a name suggestion, but I don't think we have a name for the store, do we?
It was Matthew's camping goods.
Matthew's Camping Goods. Okay.
Yeah, it should have been Matthew and Sons from the beginning, but that's
It
a whole
should
other
have been.
story.
But we're seeing how good Eric is with customers. Not a big surprise there.
No.
But Amy always sees that Eric's always marched to the beat of a different drummer. And
Yes.
Mr. Feeney says, it says Eric's always did the best that he could. Or sorry, we're not back at the store. We're back in the kitchen. I'm jumping around.
That's all right.
But Amy and Alan and Feeney are talking. And they're talking about Eric. Amy's talking about how he's always marched to the beat of his own drum. Mr. Feeney is talking about how he's always done the best that he could. Because Alan is concerned with Eric in the real world. He's seen Eric succeed in the store. And he wants to protect him.
Yes.
He doesn't want to see him go out in the real world and fail. This is his first. Now this is as much of a problem as we have with how they got to this point. I can see Alan's real issue at play here. This is his firstborn about to go out in the real world.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to see him fail. He already saw him leave high school and nearly fail with the whole security guy thing and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the problems, though, is that he is only concerned about Eric.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's easy to say that he's actively concerned about Eric. Because, oh, no, the other ones, they're fine.
Yeah.
Including the baby, who, hasn't been raised yet correctly.
Oh, yeah. He's still in the oven, so to speak.
Yeah, but it's like, I'm not worried about the other ones. It's Eric I'm worried about. But, I mean, Alan he's a short-tempered man. He is very much focused on one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's understandable for him to be worried about his son.
Yeah, it is. Eric comes in, lets Feeney know he's found his niece.
His niece?
Your niche. Yeah. A little bottle motion there for those who were just listening.
Brett, I love this. I don't know who thought of it, if it was in the writer's room, if it was Will Friedle, but just I love this niche and niche. And to this day, I still do it. Occasionally, I'll see one of my nieces and I'll go, "It's my niche!" And then they'll look at me like, "What?" I'm like, "You don't understand." And of course, my wife goes, "I do." Can't believe
I
you.
hate that I do.
Yes. My wife is a typical Boy Meets World podcaster.
Yes. But Eric heads upstairs, and we're basically handed the fact that Alan wants to shelter Eric. Amy feels that Alan has no faith in Eric.
Yeah.
No faith
He
that he'll
doesn't.
be able to succeed. He doesn't. He wants to keep him there. He wants to shelter him. He wants to protect him. And so we head into Act 3, which is where we are back at the store. Jack and Rachel, they're very uncomfortable. They have no clue what to do with their lives. This is where we start to hear all about what they have studied.
I do love the because I want kids to be happy whenever I heal their animals. Well, what about when you have to put animals down? I want to be something else.
Yeah. But they're telling Alan how lucky that Eric is because he doesn't have to worry about all that uncertainty.
Yeah, Jack with his very wealthy and high regard father. There's definitely no way that Jack's ever going to get a job.
No, not at all. But this is where Amy...
And Rachel definitely can't get a job anywhere either.
Not at all, no. But this is where Amy fills in Alan that she wanted Eric to gain some experience and some confidence, not somewhere to stay full time. And that Alan just sees a safe harbor and shelter for him.
Yeah.
And Alan flat out talks about not everyone is capable of anything. And he really digs his heels in on Eric not being capable of anything beyond the walls of this store.
Yeah.
And he talks to George about, what about your students? You Eric's okay. Go run, take care of your other students. And
did he call them the helpless ones or whatever?
Yeah. But Feeney hits him with some knowledge. All of my students, I have to let them go at one point. They reach that point where they're done, and I have to let them move on.
Mm-hmm.
And those are words that Alan has to sit with. Yep. And we'll see if they take root for him. Because we're going to check in on Cory and his lovely, lovely diagnosis.
Yes.
We're having some pizza at Cory and Topanga's, waiting for Cory to show up.
Gross, greasy pizza.
Topanga is filling in Sean and Angela that she'd rather give Cory attention for acting normal than for how he's acting.
Brett, knock on wood, that's not marriage.
Yes. And Cory comes in. He has a diagnosis. He wants Topanga to see it first.
You're my wife. You deserve to know first.
He has hypochondria, chronic and severe.
Yeah. Today, they would just say he has anxiety. Yes. And potentially give him something to kind of ease that anxiety.
Now, I really wonder... I have to question his diagnosis because I'm not sure that a GP could diagnose him as a hypochondriac.
Probably not. I mean, unless he has a specialist who he had kind of do a consult during the middle of that appointment.
Yeah,
because we don't know what type of doctor's office or if it was in a hospital or whatever that he may have gone to. So
yeah. But either way, he's got his diagnosis and he's got placebos that he's got to be on for the rest of his life.
For the rest of my life!
Oh,
do you like how insensitive his best friends and his wife are about this? All of them calling him crazy?
Yes, I mean, this is actually a legitimate medical diagnosis for something that is genuinely wrong with Cory.
Yeah.
He has a mental illness.
Yeah.
And his friends are being very, very disrespectful toward him.
Yes. Brett, it's okay if this is the time we mention also. You don't have to be best friends with everybody you were best friends with in high school or even college.
No,
It's
it's
okay to
okay
outgrow
to move
people.
along. It's okay to outgrow friends from time to time.
Yeah. Yeah, because they immediately disrespect him and just decide to walk away, including his wife.
Yes, they walk out the door. I believe they're going to go see a movie again.
Yep, because that's all college students do is go to movies, have pizza, do magazine quizzes.
Yep. But Topanga is going to come back, take care of Cory.
Yeah, Cory. Okay, when she walks out the door, he is devastated. Like he is going through an emotional roller coaster, and she just ignores him completely.
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah,
which
she does.
Angela and Sean do say to him like, "You married him. You knew what he was like. Like this shouldn't change what you know about him."
Yeah, they hit her with some cold, hard facts.
Mm-hmm.
And, but she goes back in, and he
She
just wants her
does.
to sit with him until he falls asleep.
Yeah.
That's all he wants.
Yeah. Brett, can we be honest for a moment? The character of Cory is a words of affirmation, physical touch person.
Oh, totally.
If you don't know, that comes from the five love languages. Those two descriptions mostly meaning that the ways to help most that Cory would be loved would be holding hands, a little bit of smoochy, but mostly just kind of just having a physical embrace saying, hey, I see you, I have you, I'm with you. Which is why she needed to just sit with him and just hold his hand. Also, Cory likes to word vomit, and he also sometimes needs some word vomit back.
Mm-hmm.
And he tends to give out speeches. He loves hearing speeches, and also sometimes he's not in control of the things he says. I
Mm-hmm.
relate to the character of Cory. I think this is also why my wife doesn't like this show as much because she sees so much of me in Cory too.
Do you have placebos?
I should have placebos.
Does your armpit hurt?
I'll, I'll tell you what. Uh, I noticed that there were armpit hairs that were all like twisted in together, so I had to stick one of my fingers up and pull them out. That hurt like a son of a.
Oh. But it's a touching moment between Cory and Topanga when she
It
comes in
is,
and she's
but sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, she comes in, she sits with him, and the placebos kick in, and she comes in and she sits with him, and that's all that he really needs is just her to sit with him and be his calming influence.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, there was a part of me, Brett, that was like, why isn't he going to his parents and talking to them? It's like, well, he can't. His parents made it very clear. You need to deal with these things with your wife.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, this is their first year of marriage. This is the time when they're to build those things with each other.
Yeah.
And his parents wouldn't take that from them for anything.
Yeah. Also, I think if his dad saw the emotional wreck he is after this diagnosis, he would have more worries about that child.
Yeah, yeah. So let's check in one last time with Eric and Alan, because
Yes, let's do that.
they're gonna have a good talk.
Yeah.
Um, Stores closed. They're getting ready for the next day. Eric and Alan are talking about why was it so crazy for Eric to be a weatherman. Um, and I really like this talk they have. This is a talk that they should have had at the beginning of his college career rather than the end of his college career. But it's a talk about what path Eric sees himself on post college. And what is it you really want to be? What is it you really want to do? Where is it you want to go? And between this talk and the words that Feeney gave Alan, he realizes it is time to let go of Eric and let him venture out into the world on his own. And that he belongs with his friends who are there to take Eric out to go eat.
Mm-hmm.
And so Alan is going to send them out on their own. He's not going to put the skis out that he said he was going to do by himself, because Amy comes in with baby Joshua and they all leave as soon as Eric and the others are out the door. But he sends Eric out with Jack and Rachel because he's realized he needs to let him go and live his life now.
Yeah. I feel like that's one of those hardships about being an older father, where you don't have as much control or much ways of helping. Like I had a problem with one of my toilets, and I mentioned it to my dad, mostly because I knew if I mentioned it to him, then he will bug me until I take care of it. And so finally I sent him a picture of it, and he came over to look at something else, and he handed it to me and just said, "I'm pretty sure you can handle replacing this, but if you have a problem, call me." I said, "Okay." And I was able to replace it, and it was fine, but the hassle of all of the things felt overwhelming. So my dad found a way to ease some of that overwhelming feeling. So,
yeah, I am 3 years away from being in Alan's shoes, and I'm not looking forward to that day. It is hard enough having one kid in college for the first year and having things happen from a distance and not being able to do things for her.
Yeah.
And being able to help out right there and having to let her figure things out for herself and be an adult by herself. I'm not looking forward to that day when I have to let go fully.
Especially not if they decide to still go to Japan.
Yeah, that's still in the books.
I don't know. People from Pennsylvania might have a problem with it. That's a good conversation. I do like that it ends with Alan just trying to communicate that I believe you can have those big dreams still.
Yes.
Now again, us knowing more about college than Michael Jacobs, the recommendation could have been made of he went to school for business, is going to graduate, had a minor in meteorology, and is now going to take master's classes in meteorology to actually get jobs to be a weatherman.
Yeah.
But, oh well, what can we do?
No, we can't do anything now. It's been 30 years.
Can. All we can do is complain about it.
Yeah.
Annoy our wives.
Yeah. Well, we can go visit the tag where we learn who Uncle Morrie is.
Yes.
Because he's going to stop by the apartment. Uncle Morrie is played by Ralph Manza. First and only time we'll see him on Boy Meets World. He has 189 acting credits, including Friends, Days of Our Lives, Charmed, Mad About You, Sister Sister, Home Improvement, Seinfeld, Night Court, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Doogie Howser, Growing Pains, Golden Girls, Fantasy Island, Chips, and more. He passed away in 2000, and Boy Meets World was one of his last credits. He actually died 3 days after this episode aired.
Oh, wow.
But he stops by. He is in full Sammy Sosa attire. They let him out for a 3-game stint, apparently.
He's got to chase that bum McGuire.
Yeah. Not a dated reference at all.
No.
But he brings a baseball to Cory. It's autographed by everyone back at the...
All the boys.
all the boys. And they knock on the door. There's a couple of orderlies from the nursing home. They come to take Uncle Morrie back.
You know.
Yeah. Uncle Morrie, they take. Topanga says, wait a minute. And they take Cory too. Bye.
Uncle Sammy
I
Sosa.
love you, Uncle Sammy Sosa. Would you like some tea, Uncle Sammy Sosa? No, tea makes me tired. And that is our episode.
Yes.
So, Tyler, do you have any
replaced next week?
Do you have any deep dives for us?
Yeah, probably a couple.
People. Am I the only one who read the summer reading list?
So, meteorology degree is a 4-year Bachelor's of Science program covering atmospheric physics, thermodynamics, and fluid dynamics. Requires 24 hours plus of astronomic science, plus advanced calculus and physics. So, honestly, the real chance of him becoming a true weatherman is low, but if he actually dedicated himself to it, like we know he could do it. But we don't get to see those things, Brett. And those degrees are apparently all over the place. So, well, let's do this. Brett, they keep mentioning about going to the movies. Let's go to the movies. Do you want to guess what some of the big movies were in at this time in January 2000?
Oh, January 2000, I wouldn't even know.
Well, some of these weren't released in January. They came out in December, but they were still pretty big and still making money.
Just give them to me. I'm not coming up with any.
That's all right. All right, so some of the big ones include Stuart Little, The Green Mile, The Talented Mr. Ripley, Next Friday, Galaxy Quest, personal favorite,
Yeah.
Any Given Sunday, Toy Story 2, The Hurricane, Bicentennial Man, Girl Interrupted, Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, Anna and the King, Magnolia, Fantasia 2000, the Cider House, Man on the Moon, Supernova, Down to You, Snow Falling, Cedar, and The World Is Not Enough. And apparently a movie called Angela's Ashes also. So, yeah. Oh, Sleepy Hollow was also out around that time too. So, I mean, part of the problem with the January time period, especially someone who is a January birthday person, is not many movies come out around that time. So you still have stuff from December and November in the theaters.
Yep.
And also back then, movies stuck in the theaters a lot longer too. So if there's a movie that released in the summer, it's a very real chance it was still playing in this time. Nowadays, like you what, a month after, it's already getting prepared to be downloaded and streamed on all the digital places.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
All right, so which one's this? Nope, we'll do that last. That one's fun. All right, hypochondriaism. I'm dyslexic. This does not go well for me. Hypochondriaism is a condition in which a person is excessively and unduly worried about having serious illness. Hypochondria is an old concept whose meaning has repeatedly changed over its lifespan. It has been claimed that this is deliberating conditions result for inaccurate preposition and conditions of the body minds, despite the absence of actual medical diagnosis. Individual with hypochondrianism is known as a hypochondriac. Hypochondriac has become unduly alarmed. It has a physical or psychological symptoms they detect, no matter how minor the symptom may be. So, I have no idea when the first case of hypochondria came around, but I'll be honest, Brett, if you were a child around this time, you heard about it and you were calling someone a hypochondriac.
Yep.
It's kind of in the zeitgeist at the time. I'm not blaming Boy Meets World, but it didn't help my family. So, Brett, another big movie at this time was The Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yes.
1999 movie. Brett, were you a part of the original Blair Witch craze, or were you not allowed to know anything about that at the time?
Oh, I was old enough to see it if I wanted to, but I just wasn't all that interested.
Okay. Yeah, so Blair Witch Project was basically the beginning birthplace of the found footage genre of horror movies. The official release date at Sundance was January 23rd, 1999. And was released in July 14th, 1999. Essentially, the two very young filmmakers wanted to make a movie, didn't have much money, so they hired three college student actors and then would put them through scenarios and kind of mess with them and try to get genuine reactions out of them. A lot of sophisticated things they did to make this movie happen. There's a great book called 1999's The Best Movie Year Ever, where they really go through this movie, and it's quite fascinating what they were able to do with this and how it really hasn't been replicated since, at least not to this degree. And also, they made people believe this was real. And these actors thought they were going to become these big stars, and they didn't, because part of the appeal originally was that these were quote-unquote real people who went missing and died. And yeah, it freaked people out and became a giant craze at the time, and it was something different.
Yep.
Honestly, I think kids today would not believe that people thought this was real. And
No.
people definitely thought this was real.
Yeah, that it had the benefit of really being the first.
Yeah. This would be like if today someone was live on Instagram or TikTok and went through and set up scary things for them to react to, fall during their live, and get, quote unquote, taken away and eaten, and people going, oh my gosh, it's real.
Yeah.
That's what this was at the time. So, I didn't think that was going to be my descriptor, but I'm quite proud of that.
There you go.
Yeah. So, Brett, baseball almost died in the 90s, and we don't talk about that at all.
No.
And there was one big thing that really helped get baseball back on track, and that was the home run record that Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Ken Griffey Jr. were chasing. It really started originally with McGwire and Griffey, and Griffey apparently ran out of steam early on in the season, and so it somehow came down to two people in the NL Central, and Sammy Sosa, who no one really knew about at the time, and Mark McGwire. It was a fantastic 30 for 30 on this whole summer about these two gentlemen chasing the record. Unfortunately, it gets ruined because they kind of just tag it with, well, the problem with baseball is steroids. It's like they were doing it before this. Like, everyone's kind of admitted to the fact that everyone at the time was doing steroids.
Yep.
So yeah, and they're... how do I put this nicely? There's a giant black eye for baseball, especially the Hall of Fame, because the Hall of Fame has decided that all the people, all the big names who, quote-unquote, all took steroids, who saved baseball, they're all basically being shunned by the Hall of Fame and not getting inducted like they should be. And I'm going to say it. I think a lot of the writers who covered baseball at that time held a grudge and decided they were going to mess them up whenever it came time to honor them. And they're being childish. So, I hate to say it also, Brett, but the WWE has figured out Hall of Fame better, I think, than all of the other Hall of Fames have figured out. Because the WWE go, well, who's a big name who should be here? Who should be recognized for the efforts they did? And they always have, like, so many people from, like, different eras and whatnot, and make it a big event and make it a big deal. And, you know, the other sports can't figure it out because the writers have to be the ones to do it.
Of course.
So that's why the bus isn't in the NFL Hall of Fame yet. Or did he make it in?
He made it in.
Did he? I know it took a long time.
It did take a few years.
You know it's going to be a long time before they're in the Hall of Fame.
Which one?
Phillip Rivers.
He just reset his clock.
I heard a rumor that one of the reasons he was willing to go back was because his health benefits that the NFL has for them were about to run up, and so
I heard that one too.
he went back so that he could reapply, and
He's got a lot of kids.
He's got a lot of kids.
He's got to take care of them somehow.
He's got to take care somehow, Brett. And yeah, those are the deep dives for today.
All right, well, let's talk about what we learned.
You know anything about the Odyssey? Huh? Did I say you could talk?
I didn't teach you that.
My friend Mr. Matthews will lead the discussion.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
Yes, draw me a picture. Well, I could go with the obvious lesson, but I'll go with something a little different. Take the time to care for your spouse if they have crushing news. Don't just blow them off and ignore them, or your friend, for that matter. If someone comes to you with crushing news that's important in your life, take the time to really invest in them in that moment. It's important to them. It should be important to you.
Yeah.
So, Tyler, what did you learn from this episode?
I'll go with the other storyline, Brett. It's important to know what you want to do before you make a commitment. Again, we talked about how it bothered us that the writers didn't understand college, even though the actual writers should, but Michael Jacobs clearly doesn't. But really, when it comes down to who you want to be, what you want to do, what identity you quote-unquote want to have, you need to have time to sit and figure out who you can be on a daily basis and be okay with, what type of career you can have on a daily basis and be okay with, and the power and influence you will have over people based on the job you will have, is all good things to process and think through and make sure you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. Well.
I'm right?
No, you're exactly right.
So am I done with my education? Can I go?
How would you grade I'm going to be like you, Dad?
Well, if you'd asked me the other day, specifically yesterday, I would have given this a much lower grade because I was grumpy and I was a little frustrated with this episode. But I think I can be a little kinder to it. I think I can be comfortable giving it a B-. Yes. There's a lot of good acting here. And I'm okay with the selfishness, but also the turnaround of several characters. And understanding that fear plays a huge factor in a lot of the decisions everyone made this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, B-.
Yeah, I floated a lot between a B- and a C+ for my grade through the whole process.
Yep.
I'm settling into a C+.
That's fair.
It's the biggest misunderstanding of how college works takes a lot of stuff to work around, and the whole backstory with the store. It takes a lot of feet out from under the emotional weight of the episode.
Yeah.
The emotional weight is good, but Alan is shortchanged in a lot of it. His arc is really just he's short-cheated. And his arc is basically minimized to a point where it would be so much better if they had given him more to work with than just what he has there on the page. So, I mean, you still get some good lesson there, and there's still good acting to be had. I mean, he still does well with what he's got. But yeah, C+ for me.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair.
All right. Well, I owe you a couple of dad jokes before we pull out of town.
That you do.
So what is the difference between a hippo and a Zippo?
One is from Bradford, Pennsylvania.
Well, one is really heavy, one is a little lighter. The invention of the shovel was a groundbreaking discovery, but the invention of the broom was the one that truly swept the nation.
I like that one. I shouldn't, but I do.
One more for you. What's made of leather? What is made of leather and sounds like a sneeze?
I don't know.
A shoe.
A chew? Bless you.
That is it for us this week, good-looking people. Until next time, you can reach out to us on social media at dadsmeetworld across Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter/X. We are most active on Instagram and Facebook. Or you can send us an email at dadsmeetworld@gmail.com. And you can also find us on YouTube if you're not already watching us there at Dads Meet World. And you can also, if you want to support us, the best and free way is to leave us a review or a rating wherever you get your podcasts. That brings us up in the algorithms and lets other people find us. So until next time, I'll see you, good looking.
Hi, good looking.
You know, how can I learn so much every week and still be so stupid? Underpants. Oh, I am never gonna pee again. Let me touch something. You lied to Topanga.
We are the Timmers.
Was that duckies? No, garbage.
This is good TV.
Dads Meet World is a production of Headfirst Studios. Headfirst Studios. Tell your story.